So, what I'm trying to say is woke, the definition of woke may have started off as one thing, and then it became something else, and it sounded good to a whole lot of people. And here's the thing. There's a lot of things in life that look really cool and sound really good. And that's what they are to a lot of people. But the reality and the truth is those things are rarely attainable for the masses, for everybody. Let's just have an example. Juggling 3 chainsaws looks pretty cool. Wow, wish I could do that. Looks badass. But it ain't for everybody, is it? It'd be great if everybody could juggle chainsaws. Be all kinds of firewood everywhere, right? So, what is this woke thing that everybody says? Apparently it's go woke or go broke. So we got companies going woke. Next thing you know, they're broke. Anheuser-Busch, for example. Well, I think the issue here is what these people think woke is. And I want to say that originally this idea of wokeness was probably a lot closer to the idea of enlightenment. But here's the issue. Something that becomes as popular as the current idea of wokeness, like I said, is not attainable to the masses, because if you want to be this idea of wokeness, if you want to attain this thing that in my opinion isn't for everybody, and the reason it's not for everybody is because it's not something that you can just write on a sticker and put on your back of your car. It's not that. Like, it's this isn't just something that it's not a meme. It's a life. It's a culmination of life choices. Okay? And let me tell you, it's hard to attain this enlightenment or wokeness in your first 20 years of life. And let me tell you another thing. If you decide to call yourself a woke individual, an enlightened individual, someone who has this higher thinking, this greater understanding of life, and you're under 20 years old, let me ask you a question. Based off of what? What have you done? Let me tell you another thing. If you are if you are the special enlightened woke person and you're under 20 years old, even if you're under 30 years old, this, I'm going to have to tell you, of the people who probably truly are enlightened or woke or have this greater maturity, this greater idea of life, who would be able to lead the world into a greater, I don't know, place, and you're a younger person, this is something that you're probably not going to want to hear, because you won't want it. If you're a young person and you are a woke or enlightened person, this is something that you are going to have. You are going to have an absolute terrible, horrible set of memories and traumatic events. The worst of everybody in the room. Because that's what it takes for your mind and your personality and your choices to change, to become the person that you need to be in order to have the mindset of the woke, enlightened person. It's not just something that you hear about and then you say, that sounds cool, I'm gonna be that. That's not how it works. And shame on you if you're telling people that you can just decide to be a woke person. It doesn't work that way. You don't just tell a 15-year-old who's having these questions about themselves, oh, if you want to be woke, chop off your genitals. What? What are you doing? This person has no life experience, positive or negative. They're just going through normal teenager stuff, and you're telling them to do this woke thing in the name of wokeness? You've got... It's insanity. It's insanity. So, it's just something that I needed to bring up. Been thinking about it. Go woke, go broke. Why? Because this idea of wokeness, it's not even a real thing. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. It's a made-up bullshit thing that is made up. It's not real. It's gonna die out because it's stupid. It's not fucking... It doesn't make sense. It's an insult. Clearly. And a whole bunch of people just bought into it, just like Furbies and Beanie Babies and any other stupid ass shit that is bouncing around. You know, that's a trend. And that's why it's a trend. To become a woke person, an enlightened person, all the things that these folks are saying it is, to become that, to truly become those things. What has to happen? What is the criteria that you must meet? Okay, you need to go through a series of events in your life that make you question why you made those decisions. Where you look within yourself, maybe once, twice, maybe many times, maybe your whole life, that you go through and you continuously look back at yourself and you try to improve and you criticize yourself and you say, oh, you know, why did I do that? Why am I hurting the people around myself? And you take responsibility for those things. And you ultimately come to the conclusion that it happens to be you. And you need to break these habits because of the way that you experienced your life coming to that point. And that you are not the same person that you were in the past. And you are not who you will be in the future. And then it's basically the golden rule. Treat others the way that you want to be treated. You know, don't hurt other people. And I gotta tell you, it's clearly not wokeness when you tell someone to cut off their genitalia. What are you doing? Children, or even adults, like, if that's what you choose to do, that's fine. That's your choice, and you're an adult. Whatever it is, that's your just journey. But I gotta tell you, this idea of wokeness has never been something that everybody gets to attain. If you've got a perfect life, like literally, if you live a life where you don't have to break your back, if you don't need therapy constantly, if you don't realize that you need therapy constantly, if you're not at a point in your life where you're like, why am I in this situation? Is it me? Oh, it is me. You're not woke. You're not a woke person. And you've got no right to tell anybody to do anything in their life. At all. So stop the craziness. And don't listen to these people. Listen, do not listen to them. They're not strong people. First of all, if someone's truly enlightened or woke, they're not going to go around saying, yo, I'm woke, I'm woke, I'm woke. And they're not going to go around saying, you ain't woke, you ain't woke, you ain't woke. That's not what it's about. A truly enlightened or woke person doesn't go around like putting it out there that that's what they are. Because those woke people, they don't go out there to disrupt the shit. They go out there to be in it and to re-lead the destiny of the situation. We don't want to pluck people from their destiny and put people in other places where the people are like, oh, how did I get here? We want people to find their own way there. It's quite clear. But instead, we're in a society where it's like, oh, what's going on? It's because it's all a bunch of stupid shit. We gave it to a bunch of dummies who do dumb stuff. Clearly. Most people are just, it's the same thing. When you put a public toilet at the fair, what happens? It gets trashed because nobody respects it. You put a word out that is something that's divine, and you give it to everybody, they trash it. And they use it to warp minds and just destroy cheap beer and and yeah, vote with your dollar. Don't buy stuff that's clearly foolish at all. Vote with your dollar.